Among the 19 or so Luhya subtribes, we have 3 subtribes which are considered to be Banyala. Today we are going to talk about one which today is called Cabras. Today it's called Cabras, but it is one of the 3 Nyala subtribes. The original Nyala all the 3 Nyalas originate from today's Busia. That is where the Wanyala trace their roots. But sometimes back, a traditional leader called Ndombi carried a number of the Nyalas eastwards, and they settled in the area that today is Navaholo area, all the way to Cabras land. Now, these people are now called Wanyala Wandombi, because Ndombi led them from today's Busia and took them to Navaholo constituency, all the way to Malava constituency and Matete sub-county of Lugari. So those are the Nyalas who came, and when those were Nyalas who came to Kakamega County, there was a branch of them that used to like fighting. They used to like fighting, can I say quarrelsome or something? So they were called Ababalasi. For those who understand Kikuyu, I can say ado ai igene wainegene mudo wako inegena mtu wa kukorol saa yote wainegene. So this Ababalasi were fighting, but most of the time they were fighting Nandis. They were fighting Nandis, and they were called Ababalasi, which means people who like quarreling. They misplaced or replaced Nandis in Nandi places such as Kimangeti. They call it Chimangeti, but it comes from the Nandi word Kimangeti. Places like Chimoi. Chimoi is a person's name, just like a father to one of the former president was called Kimoi. A place called Luandeti. Luandeti is derived from the Nandi word Ruadet, which is a large boulder of stone, which in Kiswahili is called Mwamba. You can even know that around that place there's also a place called Mwamba. So that is how the Cabras is one of the smallest sub-tribes, because of their past, when they used to, when you fight a lot, you die a lot. Warriors are killed in the war front. That is how Cabras came. I want to tell you, I have told you about Cabras' relationship with Nyala. I will also tell you the Cabras' relationship with Tachoni. Tachoni are not Luhyas, just like Tirikis are not Luhyas. Tirikis are Nandis from the Terik subtribe. That is how they started calling themselves Abatiriki, from Terik subtribe. Tachonis are Kalenjins from Sabaot or Sebei tribe. Their ancestors came and settled at Lukova Lua Akari. The European could not pronounce Lukova Lua Akari, he said Lugari. And these being non-Luhyas, the Tachonis being Kalenjins, they borrowed a language that is half Bukusu and half KABRAS and started calling it Kitachoni. And then you'll find that the KABRAS have two dialects. If you go to the former South KABRAS, they speak slightly different KABRAS from those one who are from former North KABRAS. Those from former North KABRAS will say he's Omukabalasi. No, for those from North KABRAS will say Omkabras and Omkabras and Omkabras. But those from former South KABRAS will say and Omkabalas and Omkabalas. Their language is also affected by the Isuhas to the south. Now, I will mention the KABRAS I'll talk of KABRAS clans. But you'll notice that among Luhya subtribes, we have some clans who transgress from one subtribe to another subtribe. For example, we have Tirikis who call themselves Abashizungu. They are closely related to Abakizungu, the Maragoli, and they do not intermarry. So among Luhya, we have people who have crossed over to other sub-tribes, and they do not intermarry because they are considered to be the same clan. Before I start counting the KABRAS clans, I would say, for example, we have Wamalwa Kijana's clan of Vaengere. Vaengere are in Bukusu and Vaengere are in Banyala, and they do not intermarry. Now, the clans of KABRAS, you'll find that as I mentioned them, you'll find that some of them are related to other sub-tribes, and I've said they don't intermarry. We have Abasonje. Abasonje. Abasonje, we also have Abasonje among the Banyala. Both the two Banyalas of Kakamega and Busia, we have a clan called Abasonje. And they don't intermarry with Abasonje KABRAS. And even among Bukusu, we have Vasonge. Vasonge. They are considered, they are Bukusus, and they are considered to be the same clan as Abasonje. If you find a Bukusu Vasonge, they do not intermarry with KABRAS Abasonje, and even the Nyala Abasonje. Then we have Abashu. Abashu. You know, funny, they are called shoes, and they are found in a place called a calendar. So how shoes and calendars interact with KABRAS, I don't know. Then we have Abatobo. Abatobo that is a clan, but we have three sub-clans. We have the Abakutondo, Abamuambwa, and Abachetsi. Let me not say so. Among the Abatobo, there are times they do what is considered in Luhya to be incest, and then you find them saying that uyo ni Mumuambwa na mini Muchetsi ama mini Mukutondo. But the three are Abatobo, and if you follow the traditions, they are not supposed to intermarry. How did it come to be? I do not know a lot about Abachetsi, but they are Abatobo. But Abatobo, we have a sub-clan called Abakutondo. Abakutondo means the umbilical cord. Now they consider themselves to be the umbilical cord of the Abatobo. So they call them Abakutondo. Abatobo, the umbilical cord. Then we have Abatobo, Abamuambwa. Abamuambwa means those who were integrated. They were integrated. So initially they may not have been Abatobo. They may have been integrated the way I think Kikuyus know about Akavi. Modoyo. No, Modoyo ni Mokafi. alafu namuuliza na niyo ine mokafi itago jorogeno wagui wake ali mokafi na niyo. So this is I'm only giving a Kikuyu example where people used to be Maasais and now they are Kikuyus. They are called Akavi. Just like Abamuambwa were integrated into Abatobo. Then we have Abangade. We have Abangade, we have Abalu, then we have Abamachina. Abamachina are very proud. You know, Abamachina means the clan of stones. So you find them boasting of Machina Lichina, yani an indomitable person like a rock or a stone. We have Abahusia. Abahusia are also called Abasamo. Abahusia are closely related to Abasamo of the Tachoni. I will talk about Abasamo here, that Abasamo is a clan that one day I'll talk about Abasamo, because this is a clan that has gone even outside Luhya tribe. You go to these people who are called Suba, Luo Suba. We have the Samo clan there. And if you find Amsamo who is Amsamo who is a Tachoni, Amsamo who is a Cabras, and Amsamo who is a Suba, Luo Suba, they don't intermarry. Actually, the history of Samo says that initially they were not Luhya. But why are they called? Why are the Samos who are Cabrases called Abahusia? Abasam Abahusia who are Cabrases, this is how they came. They used to be Samo Tachonis. They used to be Samo Tachonis, but he went, you know, I've even talked about the Bongo Mumia. We used to have problems when kids were young, but this Omohusia is somebody who grew up in his uncle's place. He stayed there, and according to Luhya tradition, if you stay at your uncle's or any other place, there are 3 steps that you must do from where you come from. You must go back to your place when it comes to time for circumcision. You cannot be circumcised elsewhere apart from your paternal home. 2, when you want to marry, it is your father who pays your first dowry. It is your father who pays your first dowry. So if you're brought up by anybody and it reaches the time for marrying, your father pays the first wife's dowry. If you are to marry second or subsequent wives, that is now your pocket that will determine if you can afford the dowry. So this fellow, this Msamo, was brought up by his maternal uncle, Mjomba, who was a Cabras. So when it came for him to be circumcised and he wanted to go back to Tachoni land, his uncle told him, stay here, I will finance your circumcision. When the time comes for you to marry, I will pay the dowry for you, and I will allocate you land among my sons. And so I will bring you up. I will adapt you. Ohohosia, in Luhya, Ohohosia is adapting. We have parents who are kidless who adopt children, isn't it? So it says Omusamo Omuhosia. That is Musamo adapted. We have Omutsembi. They are Cabrases. But if you go to Bukusus, especially in the between Misihu to Kimilili, we have Vamuchembi. Those are Bukusus, and they are considered to be the same clan with these ones, and they don't intermarry. Then we have Abamakangala. Abamakangala are Cabrases, and the most famous of Makangala is one and the only nyongesa wa Mkanda kwa Sava. Nyongesa wa Mkanda kwa Sava was a Makangala. Then we have Abamutama. Abamutama. Then we have Abatali. Then Abamululi. And lastly Abangasi. These last two are not very much known. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the 13 clans of the Cabras.